Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Now, I've been in the agency game for almost 4 years at this point, and I also run the largest education company on earth for agency owners, greatagency.com. So I'm in a very unique position to have taught, mentored, as well as just seen and gone to learn the stories of thousands and thousands of agency owners. And from the experience of myself and all my students, I wanted to congregate that all together today to bring you this video, which is the 3 secrets to a $10,000 per month social media marketing agency. Let's get straight into it. Now, very quickly before the video, can you go ahead and smash the like button? We're trying to get to 300,000 subscribers this year. At our current pace, we're projected at like around 210, I think. So it's okay, but gotta step up our game a little. So I would really appreciate if you hit the like button. Obviously, I take the time out of my day and focus away from the main businesses to get these videos out to you. So I really appreciate it. And let's hit that 300K this year. So secret number 1 to hitting $10,000 per month with your agency is, in order to have a $10,000 per month agency, in fact, a $10,000 per month business, you need to be a $10,000 per month person. And look, before you roll your eyes and you're like, oh God, some motivational BS. Hear me out on this. You know, I don't understand a lot of people's thought patterns. They just think it's the trick or the tactic or the hack. And for me, the easiest way to prove this is, as I said, I have thousands of students and they all get the same 25-hour program. They get access to speak to me and my team live 2 hours every week, where they're literally unmuted and get to ask questions one-on-one, almost like a coaching call. They get the congregated community, which is like having a hive mind. As well as that, there's dedicated coaches, and these aren't random people. These are in-house members of staff who have all helped build my agency to the point where it is today. So my point is, it's pretty much about as good as a training gets in that sort of price bracket. Yet, there's some people who come into the process, and to be very blunt, they never sign a client. They chip away at it for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe 3 months, but they just don't sign a client. Then there's other people who come in and within 30 days, they're literally making $10,000 per month. Now, I'm not saying that is the norm, but we have even examples of people within 2 weeks of joining the program signing a $16,000 a month client. 4 locations at $4,000 a month each. We have people who within 3 days sign Wales, which is a client that pays $8,000 a month or more. So really, you gotta ask yourself, why is one person having such incredible results and such incredible success, and another person isn't able to match that same sort of result? Now, I think over a 30-day or 60-day slope, it's unfair to compare those two people. But if you look at a 1 to 2 year time frame, at the end of the day, I think it's more of a reflection of the actual work that they put in. So really, I think that should be a testament to the fact that in order to have a $10,000 per month agency, you need to be a $10,000 per month person. Now, what does that mean? When I first got started with my agency, to be honest, I had been reading a book a week for 4 years. I had a meditation split in the same way you kind of go to the gym and you have sort of like a gym split. This day you do this workout, or a push, pull, leg type split. You know, my point is, I had that same sort of split for my meditation, where I was doing different types of meditation every single day. So, I had my meditation on point. I had actively been going to the gym for 3 or 4 years at that point. I had been reading a book a week. And for me, that is why I was able to hit the ground running, was because in my opinion, 80% of having a successful agency truly is everything you do outside of the agency that affects it so strongly. For me, if you're at a point right now where your sleep isn't on point, I can't begin to tell you how crippling that'll be to your success. If you're a person who can't sit down at their desk and just focus for even 30 minutes, you have bigger problems than signing an agency client. Now, one thing I will say is, to be honest, there's people who literally have an attention span of a goldfish and they still sign agency clients. As I said, there's a lot of luck and timing and this that comes into anything in life. But at the end of the day, you want to increase your chances as much as humanly possible. So in order to do that, get these things set up properly, get these things put in place. You need to have your sleep on point. You need to have your nutrition on point. The other thing is, you need to take a long, hard look at yourself and ask yourself, what do you think you deserve? Because in life, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you think you deserve. And here's why. What you think you deserve dictates the actions you make, and the actions that obviously you take and make, they're what dictate the outcome. So I've seen so many people who should have success and should have a 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month agency. Hell, even just have 2 or 3 clients, making them, replacing their job income. But they don't, there's some sort of self-sabotage, and it all stems from their self-identity. If you want to read more on this and really just get your head clear on this, one of my favorite books on the matter is Cybernetics. I'm a big proponent of that book. That's one of the top 5 books I recommend to anyone. Read that book and assess, what do you, 60 or 90 days, but what do you actually believe you deserve? In your mind, you, trust me, you've put yourself in a box of like, I'm the person that makes X amount. I've even done it in the past. I remember with my agency for the first year, I was like, I'm the person who makes $10,000 a month. If I slipped to $7,500 a month in my agency, I'd be like freaking out. It was like just this shock to my identity. But if I also if it looked like I was on track to make 12,000, then I was like, I let off the gas, because as I said, like that I'd already fulfilled this persona, this image of myself, that I didn't need to scale to $15,000 a month, because as I said, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I make 10K a month. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. And whatever stage you are at, that will always come back to bite you, okay? So trust me when I say this. This isn't just like some flowery advice that I'm trying to give you. Just like, oh, you know, work on your nutrition and your health and your focus and your sleep. Like, you know, I'm not just saying that for longevity, and you should be focusing on longevity, having, you know, being a business owner who can run your business into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, if that is what you choose to do. But I'm not even saying it from that perspective. I'm saying like, cold hard, sleeping 4 hours a night does not get you results. Anyone who tells you that is an idiot. I have done it in the past because I was juggling school and then building my agency at night, but it's not healthy. And if you have the ability to sleep 9 hours a night or 7.5 hours a night, do it. Most of the time, I still sleep 9 hours a night. Like, I sleep 9 hours a night, even though I have such a crazy schedule, because I realize like that is the highest ROI thing I can do. So look, moving on to number 2, and that is keep your calendar full. Ladies and gentlemen, there's such a strong correlation between the agency owner who is making 6 figures and far beyond that with their agency, and the agency owner that has a full calendar and consistently sets meetings. Look, so many people get bogged down by everything that happens after they sign a client. There are certain easy wins that you should implement, like for example, getting a business domain and then a @business email. Like, that is such, I think it costs what, like $5 a month. Like, that is such an easy, quick, and you know, it takes 20 minutes to set up. It's such a quick, easy win. But when I see people fixating on having a website and having some sort of like promotional like pamphlets and this and that, or like spending literally 2 months trying to decide on their niche, all they are doing is they're procrastinating their success. They say they want to be successful, but they don't actually. They're trying to kick that can down the road and go, oh, okay, it's fine. No, for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna remove responsibility for myself. I'm just gonna kick that can down the road. And 2 weeks from now, I'll start doing outreach. For me, I gotta really nail down my niche and really do all my niche market research. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know I am a big proponent of being an A1 service provider. You need to be an incredible service provider. Whether it's you physically delivering the results or you have a contractor and you're using what I coined as the term Expedia business model in order to make that happen. That's your prerogative. From the moment that you sit down, your peak hours, which for me, I sit down at my desk from 8 and I work until 1 o'clock. Those are my peak focus hours with no distractions, nothing. That is when you should be doing outreach, okay? And then later on in the night, go find your contractor, maybe work on your website. Like, at the end of the day, when you're feeling tired and more sluggish, go do that. As I said, I'm a proponent for it. But you got to put first things first, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, focus your heart and soul, especially as you're trying to get to that $10,000 a month mark, keeping your calendar full, consistently keeping the pipeline full, okay? Secret number 3 to building a $10,000 a month agency is be an A1 service provider, as I mentioned. Once you've got points 1 and 2 nailed down, really the third secret to having longevity with your agency is keep those clients on as long as you can. Get your retention high. You know, really building a successful agency comes down to 3 macro concepts. Set meetings with consistently, sign clients, and keep those clients on for as long as you possibly can. Keep your retention high. You know, point number 3 is really where most agency owners out there fail. First of all, you should be signing clients for a 3-month minimum and then from there rolling month by month. But if you can get your agency to a point where on average, you know, because some clients might stay with you 3 months, some clients might stay with you 18 months. If you can get your agency to the point where you're keeping clients on for 8 to 9 months on average, you're doing pretty well. That is a really solid retention rate. Because at the end of the day, you need to understand it is way easier to keep a client and retain a client than it is to sign a new one. I've been speaking about this a lot, and I'm gonna mention this a lot more in future videos, but apart from delivering great results, yes, that is super important, but you know, the agency space is getting more advanced. There's a lot of great agencies out there delivering incredible results. Okay, the one caveat to that is probably, I will say 98% of agencies out there are literally trash because quite frankly, their operations is a shambles. They offer 4 different services. So it's actually like that, 4 agencies, not one agency offering 4 different services. They're super bloated. Them and none of their team members actually know how to focus or what is the result, what is the goal that they're trying to get for clients. So I guess I should rephrase that. 98% of agency owners out there, to be honest, are trash. And if you want to get to that level where you're in the top 2% of agency owners, honestly, just implementing everything I tell you guys in videos, just framing your agency that way, you're already in the 2% of agency owners. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, of the good agencies, you know, the top agencies are getting better and better, and they're getting more consistent at delivering incredible results. So the next evolution that you need to make is consistently sparking client delight. You have to do things where, in terms of your client service, you are constantly going the extra mile and you're sparking that client delight. And the key to client delight is that they don't expect it. Okay, so you set very strong outward boundaries of what your agency, you know, what your agency is hired to do and not do, and then you go above and beyond that, and that's how you spark client delight. I'll talk more about that in a future video or something like that if you guys are interested. But look, ladies and gentlemen, it is an incredible time to be alive. It's an incredible time to be an agency owner. There is so much opportunity out there, and as I said, 98% of agencies are playing at such a low level that just implementing everything that I tell you operationally and structurally in my videos is gonna set you so far apart from the rest of the market. Now, to end off this video, I wanna go ahead and urge you to book in a call with our in-house student success manager. I've actually gone ahead and opened up his scheduler for this week. If you have any last final questions about joining the Agency Incubator, the community, how we've managed to get such ridiculous results for our students, and what it's like to be a part of the leading education company on earth for agency owners, or if you might just have some last limiting beliefs about jumping into the business model itself, book in a call with a member of my team. This isn't some sleazy sales guy that he is hired full-time to make sure that our students are getting incredible results and the new students are integrated into the program well, and also speak to anyone who might be a potential good fit for the program. So, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and book in a time below. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Working with someone else on a couple of V's. What do you really think of the nigga that's making your beats? I've done things for him I thought